All right, welcome back. Last video of our Unit 3, Lesson 3, writing equations given both a graph and a table. We're going to take some graphs, we're going to take some tables, and we're going to figure out what their equation is and y equals mx plus b. Start with the graph. First thing you want to do, you want to identify your y-intercept, your b. Right? Look at our graph here. It looks like it crosses right there. That's from the origin down to our y-intercept is -2. And we're find our change in y over our change in x. And let's count. We'll make our little growth triangle here first. Count our units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up. So that's 5 units. My change in y is 5. My change in x, we're going to count over 1, 2, 3. That's 3 units. So 5 over 3. Then we're going to use our equation to write out completely y equals mx plus b. And we just substitute it in. Y equals, our m is 5/3, and our b is -2. And you're done. That's all it is. I know you can do that. Try another one. We're not given any points. We got to kind of pick them. And this we're going to pick what are called lattice points. So let's go with our b first. What is our b? Well, it crosses right here on the y-axis. And that looks like 4 to me. You can count it from your origin. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, we're jumping by 2, but each line is worth 1. So we're up 2. Let's try our next one, which is our slope, our change in y and change in x. We need to pick a new point. Let's pick this point right here. That's called a lattice point. It crosses at the corner of a box. Okay, so we need to do our growth triangle. We're counting down 1, 2, 3, so that's -3 over, count over 1 time, but we counted to the left. We counted to the left, so that would also be a negative, which is -1. If you have a negative on top and bottom, that is just +3 over 1. Then we write our equation. Y equals m 3 over 1 x plus b. You're all done. You could write y equals 3x plus 4. That would work. But again, we're trying to use our change in y over our change in x, so we know both are rise over run. 2 graphs. Let's look at 2 tables. And we can graph if we want, or we can do a couple different things here. Let's try this first. When we're trying to identify our y-intercept from a table, what you want to look for is when x is 0. And looks like x is 0 right here, so what's your y? Since x is 0, y is 4. And that would be your y-intercept. Now what you want to do is check your change in y over your change in x. Your change in y from one point to the next is +2. Your change in x from one point to the next, -1 plus 1 is 0. So your m is going to be 2 over 1. Then we write our equation. Y equals mx plus b. You're all done. Last one. Again, you are trying to identify when your x is 0 to find your b. When x is 0, y is -4. And that's your b. It's your y-intercept. Okay, now we want to check our change in y over change in x. 5 minus 3 is 2. -3 plus 1 is -2. So our m is -3 over 1. We get y equals mx plus b, in this case, minus b. And you're all done. That's how you take a table and get your equation. Have any questions, comments below? Send a message on Schoology, send an email. Let me know how you did, what you think, if you have any thoughts. Look forward to hearing from you. I hope that helped with your understanding of changing a graph or a table into an equation and slope intercept form.